Are you addicted to vaping?
To be honest, yes.
Do you know what the health impacts are of this?
It destroys your lungs, makes your breathing worse. It makes it so you're going to die at a much earlier age.
So why are you doing it? You give me all the reasons not to do it.
Yeah. To be honest, if I could just stop tomorrow, then I would. But then I'm addicted.
Marcus is just 14 years old. Ghost Inhale, Dragon and Waterfall are the names of e-cigarette smoke tricks. These smoke wizards are followed by millions on social media. Impressive, but the reality is that most vapes or e-cigarettes contain one of the most addictive substances around, nicotine. It's as hard to quit as heroin. Friends Emilio, Sean and Marcus are in high school and have all tried vaping.
Just looks cool, like, I don't know how to explain it.
What's so cool about it? Blowing the smoke?
The smoke and the tricks.
Vaping among teenagers has skyrocketed worldwide. There may be as many as 5 million children vaping in America alone. Are South African teens following suit?
How popular would you say this is amongst your age group?
Very, very, very popular. Yeah. Almost everybody we meet is doing it.
It's not hard to see why these devices would appeal to teenagers. It's the latest tech toy. They've got a sleek design and they're easy to conceal. Teenagers love the flavors and the buzz they get from them. Seen as a safer way of lighting up and less offensive to non-smokers, vapes are electronic devices that heat a nicotine liquid, which creates a vapor that is inhaled. They can vary in shape, size and color and come in thousands of flavors. Ashley was 16 when she started vaping.
I do it because it's a nice flavor. I don't always have, say, sweets at home to have that sugary flavor from, so vaping's just there and it's convenient for that kind of sweetness.
With flavors like marshmallow milk, death by chocolate, fruit ice and gummy bear, the vaping industry has been criticized for marketing to teenagers. The American Food and Drug Administration fined vape manufacturer Juul Labs R7.5 billion for their aggressive marketing on children's television networks. In a statement, Juul said that the settlement is part of its commitment to resolve its past issues and combat underage use. 𝗀𝗁𝗀𝗃, a marketing and design specialist, says social media helps to sell the forbidden fruit.
The trick actually is that they don't need to target youth directly. You scream out from the rooftops that youth are not allowed to touch this product, youth are not allowed to engage with this product, and youth are not allowed to purchase this product. You tell that to anybody under the age of 18 and that's almost like a red rag to a bull.
For me, it's all about like the sweetness. If the sweetness is nice and it gives you a good head rush, then that's a flavor I would continue using.
So you guys like the head rush?
Yes.
Richard van Zyl-Smit, a professor of respiratory medicine at UCT, looked at the vaping trends of 5,500 students at upmarket high schools. The results are shocking.
Prof, the last stats that were done around smokers and smoking was probably around 2012. What does your latest study show?
The previous data for vaping is about 2% in men under the age of 19 and 2.9% I think in women. We're looking in the region of 15 to 20% of high schoolers. Some of our schools, we're seeing over 30% of matric students vaping, which is incredibly high.
That's almost a 1,000% increase in 10 years. The study showed that 3 out of 10 pupils used their vapes within an hour of waking up, and almost a quarter couldn't get through the day without vaping.
I mean, that's crazy high. It really is of serious concern to us.
When nicotine is inhaled, it takes just 10 seconds for it to reach the brain. It releases dopamine, which is a chemical that helps to relieve stress and improve mood. But long-term, this toxic, addictive substance poses serious health risks to the lungs, heart, and brain.
Do you know what sort of the health implications of vaping are?
It's not ideal, the health implications, but it is my choice, so I'll deal with what happens and comes with the health issues later on.
There was a time when smoking tobacco cigarettes was cool too. But with over 8 million related deaths a year, that reputation has been stubbed out. The impact of smoking on health is well documented. There are over 7,000 toxic chemicals in a burning cigarette, some known to cause cancer. Studies have shown that vaping is less harmful than smoking. But Professor van Zyl-Smit says not for adolescents, whose brains are still developing.
Adolescents learn fast. They're laying down pathways, and so nicotine is a psychoactive drug. It works in the brain, and it interferes with those laying down of pathways. So there are concerns about cognitive function, ability to function at school, memory, even school performance.
First thing in the morning, you wake up, take a few puffs off your vape, and you just, your whole body just feels heavy. Your nervous system is like,
it chills you out.
It's nice.
Yeah,
it's nice to calm you down.
and it just brings you into like a calm, feeling.
Vaping is believed to be less harmful than combustible cigarettes, but there are no long-term health impact studies done on e-cigarettes.
The chemicals in e-cigarettes are far fewer than the chemicals in tobacco. Everyone would agree with that. But they still exist. So there's still cancer-causing drugs in e-cigarettes, there's still toxins, there's still pollutants, but at much lower levels.
Parents like Debbie, who has a teenager that has tried vaping, are understandably afraid. Research shows that teens who use e-cigarettes are 4 times more likely to start smoking. Both Debbie's parents died from smoking-related diseases, and it's a future she doesn't wish on her son, Sean.
It would affect his ability to think in the classroom. It's a no-no. He should never vape, and he knows that. We don't know the long-term effects of these vapes and what they're going to be doing, and nobody seems to care.
Dr. Sharon Nyatanza from the National Council Against Smoking does care and says legislation is needed to protect minors.
So am I correct in then saying that for the past 10 years, over a decade, e-cigarettes have been unregulated in South Africa?
Yes, you're definitely correct. With e-cigarettes, they came in as consumer products. If they actually had been registered as smoke cessation aids, like for example, nicotine replacement therapies, then the medical council would have actually regulated them. No one knows, for example, the ingredients in the products. No one knows the amount of nicotine sometimes in the products.
The University of KwaZulu-Natal's Pharmaceutical Sciences Laboratory tested the nicotine levels of 12 e-juice samples for us. Most were in spec or less, bar one that had 12 milligrams more. It's not just nicotine. None of the other chemicals in e-juice have been proven to be safe when heated and inhaled.
So there's still cancer-causing drugs in e-cigarettes, there's still toxins, there's still pollutants, but at much lower levels.
Parliament currently has legislation on the table to regulate the vaping industry. In the 1990s, taxing cigarettes decreased smoking by 25%. The new bill is intended to have similar effects on the vaping industry.
Not all of the shops enforce the strict no under 18 rule. Vapes are easily accessible. You can find them in petrol stations, supermarkets, and even online.
If you come into our stores and we believe that you're not 18, we will ask you for ID. If we check the ID and we feel that it's fake, we will confiscate that ID, and we've got plenty of IDs that we've confiscated. So vape right is no under 18.
E-cigarettes were designed to help people stop smoking. Smokers like Barry Buchman, who founded one of the largest vaping chains in South Africa.
Our target customer is someone who currently smokes, who wants to stop smoking. We are absolutely against selling to people who have never smoked or vaped.
So, Prof, would you say that there is a place for e-cigarettes?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone's calling for a ban on e-cigarettes as a harm reduction strategy, but there's absolutely no reason why they should be easily accessible to adolescents.
The new bill should make it much harder for the youth to access e-cigarettes. But the teenagers we spoke to said that even with a nicotine tax, it wouldn't stop their friends vaping.
They're so addicted that they can't stop. There's physically nothing you can do to make them stop, and that's the sad thing.
If I could just stop tomorrow, then I would. But like I said, I'm addicted.
You think you're hooked now?
Yeah, a little bit.